Sup Shredders, my name is Logan aka Spiderhands and welcome to an SP Reviews where today we'll be checking out the entirety of the album titled Demon Time from Axe, Lil Reese and the ATG. And if we switch over to here, we have the album on Spotify. We're going to listen through each of these 11 tracks from start to finish. We're going to hear what we think, starting with 300 shit. Let's go. Let's do it. Okay, we got some trap drums, trap snare with the strings there. Okay, and those hi-hats, I'm familiar with this tone.
I know I'ma rap when it's that time. I get that word, I guarantee they rap. Ain't nigga gon' take my shine. 4-5 by my side. I depend on that when it's time. I know it's gon' rap, it's gon' rap. Pussy is you gon' rap or you gon' slide.
Damn, man. The really sort of theatrical, dramatic bells there with the tightness of that 808 and the low end. And the softness of their vocals, the rapping is kind of dope.
You better not drop a dime. And I never hate, everybody get their time to shine. 300 shit, that's all I know. Them trials, though, it'll pop off, though. If you don't ride, then you a hoe. In my hood, that's how it go. You got that gun, you better blow, cause we gon' take it there for sure. And a nigga taking shit, I know. You a hoe, come shot, we got that shit for the low. Better act like you know. If you don't know how this shit go, my niggas, that's all I know. Ain't even gotta.
Okay, and we've got some nice use of repeaters there and no spaces there. Nice use of mixing up that flow there. Messing with intentions, it's great.
When it comes to me, they don't play that dope. Be laying outside your front door, coming through the back door. Big 4-5 with a switch, came off that door. Police grab me, I act slow. Like I know I'ma rap when it's that time. I get that word, I guarantee they rap. Ain't nigga gon' take my shine. 4-5 by my side. I depend on that when it's time. I know it's gon' rap, it's gon' rap. Pussy is you gon' rap or you gon' slide. 12 grab you better not drop a dime. And I never hate, everybody get their time and shine. 300 shit, that's all I know. Them trials, though, it'll pop off, though.
300 time, are we talking about 300 like the warriors of the 300, like the ancient stuff?
You don't ride, then you a hoe. In my hood, that's how it go. Come through my hood, I'ma show you dope. How it go. My niggas ain't even gotta ask. Play with the gang, put them on the shit bag. Got the house big man, nigga fall like quicksand. Been with this, I ain't get flipped in.
They fall like quicksand. Damn, man, the flow's actually kind of tight. The guy's quick with his words, but they're coming through clearly.
Yeah, said he ain't going back in. Yeah, I need that back in. Yeah, nigga texting. Put a bag on his head, they whacked him. We get active. For them Franklins or them Jacksons. Took them down, cause the nigga tried to tax us. I know I'ma rap when it's that time. I get that word, I guarantee they rap. Ain't nigga gon' take my shine.
You got that kind of Phrygian mode there, bum, 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 with the strings on the side, that brass. So it's sensational. I love the tone of those orchestral instruments there. And amongst those trap drums and the 808 and everything, it's really professional sounding.
I depend on it when it's time. I know it's gon' ride, it's gon' ride. Pussy is you gon' ride or you gon' slide. 12 grab you better not drop a dime. And I never hate, everybody get their time to shine. 300 shit, that's all I know. Them trials, though, it'll pop off, though. If you don't ride, then you a hoe. In my hood, that's how it go.
If you don't ride, then you're a hoe. And if you don't ride, then you're a hoe in my hood. That's how it goes. Just having the motif behind it. There's like a sort of a Jaws-ish kind of theme there. Bum, 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 bum. Real sense of tension there. Drama. Like if you go into the hood, you know you're going to have a hell of a time, man. That 300 stuff. Sounds incredibly fierce. Demon Time. Kind of gets you in the mood for that sort of like kind of gets you in that mood for that really sort of unpleasant experience if you sort of step on them. That's a great way to start things, you know, nice and short at 2 minutes 53. I gotta love the length of each of these tracks. They're nice. They fit within that 2 to 4 minute ballpark. Really conscious of the listener's time. We've got Everywhere I Go Now, featuring Prince Dre. Oh, some reverse takes and amongst the choir vocals. It's a different vibe to what we had previously, but I enjoy that. Oh, that soprano is phenomenal with the vibrato.
I go, gotta keep that glitch, know for sure that Glock is nimby. I squeeze that Glock and then go blah. I won't stop until it's empty. Gotta get guard, I reach that top. Gotta buy that block, I see that million. I'm from O-Block, it's from O-Block. My pocket's 300, for sure they with me.
A little bit more aggressive than the previous take there. A little bit less soft. Changing their vocal stance. That emotive effect.
I'm in the lamb, been around 9, taking I scam. Chopper be blowing it, look like a fan. Gotta move cautious, get in no jam. Gangsta for show, I am what I am. I do what I want and you do what you can. You murder move up out of that can. Free all of the guys, can wait till they land. Gang, gang, tell them free the guys, huh? When shots get the rain gang. Rock, it's for the guys, huh? Long live my niggas, ayy. Them I miss the guys, ayy. Tell them freedom members, huh? Long live the guys.
Tell them freedom members. All my niggas riding. All my niggas.
Oh no, that was probably Prince Dre at the start. Now I've got Lil Reese again. I'm starting to, or the ATG. I'm starting to become more familiar with it. It's all good.
All my niggas slide. Nigga must be fried. Losing his man like we ain't gon' slide. I ain't letting shit ride. I ain't letting shit slide. Nigga fucked up big time. All that line.
Kind of sounds like a funeral march, doesn't it? Like it was talking about like letting the Glock go and everything like that. Bang, bang, not sort of emptying it out. I assume this is everywhere I go. We're about to shoot some stuff up.
Nigga be on this grind. Can't come around if you ain't really my kind. I roll a mask. Must say know how we ride.
Everywhere I go, gotta keep that glitz. Just know for sure that Glock is nimby. I squeeze that Glock and then go blah. I won't stop until it's empty. Gotta get guard, they reach that top. Gotta buy that block, I see that milli. I'm from O-Block, it's from O-Block. My pocket's 300, for sure they with me. Everywhere I go.
It's furious. Like there's so much going on at any point in time. You've got those overdubs on the side of the vocal parts, or you've got the soprano vocals in the background, or you've got the 808 and the sort of trap drums in there as well for the accompaniment. There is absolutely no filler within this track.
Just know for sure that Glock is nimby. I squeeze that Glock and then go blah. I won't stop until it's empty. Gotta get guard, they reach that top. Gotta buy that block, I see that milli. I'm from O-Block, it's from O-Block. My pocket's 300, for sure they with me.
It's nice just to have space without the vocals, actually, without the rapping. It allows you to appreciate everything behind it, the foundation that it sits on. It does make me wonder where we're going next, though. Is that the track? Are we going back into a hook?
Everywhere I go, gotta keep that glitz. Just know for sure that Glock is nimby. I squeeze that Glock and then go blah. I won't stop until it's empty. Gotta get guard, they reach that top. Gotta buy that block, I see that milli. I'm from O-Block, it's from O-Block. My pocket's 300, for sure they with me. Everywhere I go, gotta keep that glitz. Just know for sure that Glock is nimby. I squeeze that Glock and then go blah. I won't stop until it's empty. Gotta get guard, they reach that top. Gotta buy that block, I see that milli. I'm from O-Block, it's from O-Block. My pocket's 300, for sure they with me.
Chris Short ain't with me. So is this consequently about like trying to like sort of continue moving forward and on that grind set and everything like that and empty out the Glock both literally and figuratively? Is that the vibe of it? It's nice that you have that. I just noticed that piano sub layer there. That's really gorgeous. There's a really beautiful airiness to it. Wonderful instrumentation, though. Wonderful performance. This is what I enjoy. It's not just when we can rap really well and when sort of our vocals are on point, but when the backing of it, the motifs, the instruments playing the parts, when they're on point. Everything needs to be tight. Everything needs to connect and everything needs to hit in exactly the right way. We're having absolutely no issues at this point from the first two tracks off of the Demon Time album, with this one featuring Prince Dre. But we've got a Wooda and Just Vibin', track number 3. A little bit of chopping going on here with those string takes. Some lo-fi-ish kind of synths there going on the sides. That's cool. Want to see it?
Classic. My old bitch trashy. I'm nasty with a tool like Mandy. I'm too legit, so don't ask me. Damn, them shooters with me, don't ask me. Damn. Classic. My old bitch trashy. I'm nasty with a tool like Mandy. I'm too legit, so don't ask me. Damn, them shooters with me, don't ask me. Damn.
Don't worry, I'm paying attention to the vocals and the lyrics and everything like that, but also, man, just the slow groove of it, the slow dance we got going on with the drums, the different hi-hat and clap takes there, the strings on the side, along with the sort of distorted kind of lengthened piano parts as well, and a few of the reverse takes.
I'm too legit. Who you fooling, bitch? Phone don't pop out with that Ruger shit. It gets stupid quick. Ain't nigga with me.
It's gorgeous.
We been shooting shit. Don't come over here like who you with. Better not do that shit. We just took the plug off. Now we got them bricks. Like I need that bitch. Like I need that shit. Bitches fucking for free and shit. Ain't getting no money from me and shit. I don't know what happened. I ain't seen shit. All I know is a nigga got hit. Don't run it back. We called the blick. Don't call.
Damn. Ain't seen stuff. All I know is they got hit. Damn, dude, this is ferocious. I don't know what kind of vibe we're going for here, but it ain't worth screwing with.
Don't call for shit. Nigga be the feds, I'm like, who is this? Please don't do that shit. We ain't new to this. Bitch, we too legit.
Classic. My old bitch trashy. I'm nasty with a tool like man. I'm too legit, so don't ask me. Damn, them shooters with me, don't ask me. Damn, classic. My old bitch trashy. I'm nasty with a tool like man. I'm too legit, so don't ask me. Damn, them shooters with me, don't ask me.
The shooters with me, don't ask me. Basically, we just vibing with the shooters. We're just vibing with the classiness of it all and everything like that. We don't want to be bothered. We don't want to be disturbed.
Damn, whack them. Spot news say we whack them. The packs in. Zans and perks, bitch, I'm taxing. Really jigging around the city, niggas acting. Niggas rapping about that shit, but they be capping. He say he keep a switch, but he was lacking. He was dissing on them songs and he a pack now. His homies gotta try to get back now. We at war with the whole city, ain't no back down. Classic, my old bitch trashy. I'm nasty.
I think it was a really smart idea for Lil Reese to include himself at the start of the track, just so that you could associate yourself correctly with his vocal timbre and texture, and then sort of like familiarize yourself with the accompanying musicians and featured artists as we went along.
Too like man, I'm too legit, so don't ask me. Damn, them shooters with me, don't ask me. Damn, classic.
What I like about these tracks as well, we're not just sleeping on one main motif and sort of lazily taking one thing away and then reintroducing it. We do have variations in some of these progressions here simply because of the fact we're taking away those strings or like the pads on top or something like that. It changes the chord progression from like a 4 chord or like a 3 chord into like a root note bass line follow through, and I think that's really dope.
Old bitch trashy, I'm nasty with a tool like Mandy. I'm too legit, so don't ask me. Damn.
Great use of repeaters on the sides. Nice use of filtering as well to make them stand out. Like all in all, I think this is like some of the best hip hop and rap I've heard so far in 2022, considering this is the end of the year now. I really enjoyed my time with Wooda as well as Prince Dre. We've definitely found the right people to collab with. Fallback, track number 4 though. Oh, this is very sort of sci-fi, it's very unsettling. I love the attention to detail of the production. The sound of those drums, man, with the hi-hats. Great filtering and EQing there. It floats.
I'ma fall back, I ain't finna do all that. We could do it how you wanna do it. We all right.
Sorry to interrupt as well. I just want to sort of comment on the previous tracks, how Lil Reese gives those featured artists more time in the spotlight, either on the chorus or in their own verses. I really appreciate that Lil Reese is considerate like that. I think that's really special. You know, like this is Lil Reese's album, but he's more than happy to make room.
Niggas, I fuck with that.
That's a class act.
By my side, and they better not think it's sweet, cause we gon' blow that heat. Still up in the streets, you know how it be. You know it ain't sweet. They all ride with me, I tell you how it be. They all play with heat. I ain't lying when I tell you niggas grew up like that. Niggas that grab a gun, they ain't even trying to fight back. I'm trying to chase that money every day. It be like that. 100 shots go off. Fucking with the gang, it'll get like that. Ain't well like that, nigga.
Yeah, you know, that's really quick flow. Again, we're working with some 16s and even 30 seconds here at that speed. Great pace and diversity of the rhythms there in regards to the lines and stanzas.
Play games, spin right back. I get like that, spin right back. Won't chase a bitch, I'll chase a check. Pockets fat, my niggas on when I'm on, rocking like that. Same niggas since a little one, I cannot switch.
Nice and airy with this weird synth pad in the background.
I don't give a fuck about them, they can make a diss. Better run up on your ass, bet I don't miss. I'ma fall back, I ain't finna do all that. We could do it how you wanna do it. We all rad. Niggas I fuck with that grew up with me, still by my side. And they better not think it's sweet, cause we gon' blow that heat. Still up in the streets, you know how it be. You know it ain't sweet.
So like, is Fallback about them knowing that they can sort of go back to the mates they had since they were kids and stuff like that, and knowing they can chill with that and they don't always have to be sort of intense all the time?
Ride with me, I tell you how it be.
Like real up and straight up. It's a weird thing. I feel like I'm surrounded by music. Like I'm transported to a different world every single time I listen to one of these tracks in this album, and I'm not doing that to say nice things. It's simply because of the attention to detail with the musical motifs and the main themes of these tracks. They do fit well with the fallback kind of vibe there. That said, it's not super peaceful or anything like that. It still has stylistic similarities to the rest of the tracks with a bit of aggression and sort of like an ominous nature to it.
I'ma fall back, I ain't finna do all that. We could do it how you wanna do it. We all rad. Niggas I
Smart
fuck with
move.
that grew up with me, still by my side. And they better not think it's sweet, cause we gon' blow that heat. Still up in the streets, you know how it be. You know it ain't sweet.
I love this beautiful, luxurious mid sort of frequency range, mid to high resonance with these strings. Just having Lil Reese reiterating upon their hook line. It's such a great shift from what we've had previously, and I adore the fact we're sort of messing around with expectations
All
there.
right with me, I'll tell you how it be.
Great way to finish it and
They
resolve
all
it.
play with heat.
That was dope. Too often I hear people use just one sort of main theme, one main chord progression or bass line throughout a track with very little variation, and to have that sort of like that range within this album is very, very positive. Can't believe we're almost halfway through with Ride featuring Wuda. I love the strings, these sort of staccato plucks. Not plucks, you know what I mean? Da 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 da.
I'm a rag though. It's my time though. Time to shine though. Cause I'm a rag though. They gon' rag.
I like the fact we're going between two main
rag
notes.
though. When it's time.
I like the fact we're going between two main notes. Sometimes with a lot of sort of the rap and hip hop I listen to nowadays, they'll go through that sort of 4-chord or 5-chord progression that a lot of sort of jazzy lo-fi stuff does. Bum 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 bum. You know, they'll go on like a sort of almost a cheesy generic route nowadays, which is weird because it's come up over like the last few years or so. It hasn't really had enough time to become cheesy. But going between two main bass notes, that adds a sense of trepidation to it.
We gon' slide though, slide. I'm a rag though. It's my time though. Time to shine though. Cause I'm a rag though. They gon' rag though. We gon' rag though. When it's time though. We gon' slide though, slide.
You know, nice and easy to understand. When it's time, we're going right.
We gon' slide though. Pull up in the slide though. We gon' slide.
Nice energetic
My
little
savage
melody
stay
on
my
top
time,
range.
though. Police hit the spot. Looking for John Doe. What you think we told them guns for? In the paint like I'm Alonzo. We'll take it there if you want to. We can do what you wanna do.
The boogie just wanna shoot. Slide
Hey,
niggas, I'm sliding too.
great choice.
The niggas out there, they ain't dying too.
Before we continue, and I know I'm interrupting a part, and people are probably getting irritated by me pausing it, but it's just that it's nice to have that interaction there, the communication, the conversation between them so effortlessly, the instant
Talk
transmission
crazy
there.
what you wanna do. Stupid ass bitch, who you lying to? Diamonds on my neck, bitch, I'm shining too. Hustling every day, bitch, I'm grinding too. Still hitting a lick, bitch, I'm grinding too. Still pop out the cut, it's a scary sight. Hit a lick with 10 bands, and I roll the dice. Playing with me, gamble with your life. He had to get left cause he wasn't right. Still in the trenches, I ain't living right. They say he ain't make, he couldn't fight. So his ass don't call that.
And like these different sort of dun 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 reiterations of that main motif on this side or that side, that melody being sort of modulated or like answered to on different sides of the stereo field with these heavily like reverb snare drums there. It's incredible. I actually enjoy listening to the backing with or without the vocals there. I don't even know if this is particularly vocal focused. I mean, it is, but there's just been such attention. There's been such care taken. It's clear that the people involved with the production here are passionate about it. They really care about it.
Fuego in the cut, that's a scary sight. Got your bitch out here all night. 10-4 for 1,000, I'll bet it twice. I'ma hit a bitch right back on
A little
the dice.
dings
Can't fuck with a wreck,
with the
nigga,
tail
be
on it.
nice. 4-5 hit a nigga like Mike Tyson. Can't fuck with the bitch, she ain't my type. I'ma piss a bitch off like a kite.
Still on the block serving hypes. Fucked up my bag, had to get it right. Free niggas still doing life. High speed chase, I ain't stopping at lights. I'ma get away, ain't throwing no pipes. Had to put in that work just to earn my stripes. Niggas be talking, ain't living that life. Pulled this whole car, had him shaking like a dice. 4-5 had him hard, nigga like Mike Tyson.
I'm a rag though. It's my time.
Back to that
though.
hook. Smart move.
Time to shine though. Cause I'm a rag though. They gon'
Talking about Mike Tyson and stuff like that, you get the impression that if you don't ride the right way, if you don't slide the right way, you're going to get knocked out, man.
We gon' rag though.
You don't want to interrupt.
We gon' slide though, slide. I'm a rag though. It's my time.
Great
though.
choice in an upper range
Time to
there.
shine, though.
Yeah, I'm really happy with this.
Rag, though.
That's
They
kind of
gon'
development I
rag,
need.
though. We gon' rag though.
I adore this because it's a lot of what I want from a lot of the music I listen to, and it's sad when we don't get it. We have that sort of main sort of idea for like a chorus, and we have it reintroduced, and we do it again, but we don't develop further upon it and make that second or outro chorus special. We just have the exact same thing copied and pasted, and not only is it kind of lazy, if I'm completely brutally honest with you, it's also a missed opportunity. Here, that higher sort of string or sort of woodwind bit or whatever it was, that higher melody, that higher concept layered on top really nicely in a niche in the frequency spectrum and the arrangement. And it was just gorgeous. And it just transitioned us back into this bit. That's really clever stuff. I'm glad that we have it. And again, just on the sides. There was nothing happening on that side, so we put the strings on that part, you know what I mean? There's deliberate space in the stereo field. I like the way the Lil Reese and Wooda contrasted both in terms of their like the sound, the timbre and coloration of their vocals, but also just the effects. I think that Wooda had a few, maybe like some vocal modulation on it or something like that that was affecting the tuning of it as a stylistic thing. And I don't think Lil Reese had that, so there was change and difference between them that was really cool to listen to. Fantastic. Yeah, no, I've really enjoyed it so far. We've got Clocks now with Rico Will. Track number 6. I want to know whether these guys sampled or they got people to record these instruments, because either way, it's wonderful. It's wonderful work. I can't imagine this would have to been recorded. If these are like samples or something.
The toughest niggas acting hard, giving niggas time. But I never drop a dime, switch on the mask. Knew he really wasn't gonna ride, but I seen the sign. On point, you better tote that iron. On point, you better know who ran. On point, you better know who sliding. Throwing clocks out the window. I'm trying to make the time fly.
Throwing clocks out the window, I'm trying to make the time fly. That's great wordplay. That's fantastic. It's on the nose, but I adore it. The way they poured him into it, wow. I love the sound of that. It's so smooth and sort of dissonant and almost like the flow of time is being distorted throughout this track. We've got the tight, punchy drums, but the legato contrasts well with that, and it makes for a more interesting experience.
Throwing clocks out the window. I'm trying to make the
and those
time
repeaters
fly.
at the end.
Fuck
Fills in the
with me,
space.
you I. Don't think it's sweet, boy, just know we gon' slide. We get that low, we gon' slide. In my city, you know that murder rise. Still in the trenches with the gas. I never switch on my gas. Lil' Fo run up with a COVID mask. When folks move, he gon' blow that ass. That bitch know me, I don't know her ass. If this a race, you better not come in last. Oh, they gon' be like he was on the ras. I'm locked in, ass on the press. Don't play with them, cause they're blast. I react on shit real fast. Grew up where they kill at, you know where I get real at. We don't feel that. The toughest niggas acting hard, giving niggas time. But I never drop a dime, switch on the mask. Knew he really wasn't gonna ride, but I seen the sign. On point, you better tote that iron. On point, you better know who ran.
Is this back to the chorus? Is this a verse? I think this is the chorus, isn't
On
it?
point, you better know who sliding. Throwing clocks out the window.
Yeah, okay.
I'm trying to make the time fly, fly, fly.
Throwing clocks out the window, yeah. Daydreaming, I just stare into the glare. Watch my back, they could come from anywhere. They gon' try it, even though they can't compare. Stay on point, look around with you. Don't make no noise till they slide for you. I was trying to let it go, but they ain't let me. I figured I'd tell them the truth, but they ain't ready.
I figured I'd tell them the truth, but they ain't ready. Damn, man, we're sort of figuring out, trying to like look forward and play sort of chess, you know, with the next situation there. Passing time by, daydreaming, etc. Is this waiting for something to happen, or are we doing stuff and watching the time fly by? Wonder which one it is.
Left on point. I did what I
Nice
did.
use of those,
no choice.
that tune on the sides there.
You giving out time. I don't know how you do yours, but I can't switch on none of mine.
The toughest niggas acting hard, giving niggas time. But I'd never drop a dime, switch on the mask. Knew he really wasn't gon' ride, but I seen the sign. On point, you better tote that iron. On point, you better know who riding. On point, you better know who sliding. Throwing clocks.
Again, there's a piano as well as a lovely sub layer there in the mix alongside those strings that I just noticed. There's these little things where you can kind of get distracted from the vocals a little bit and discover something new. It definitely has replay value for sure.
I'm trying to make the time fly. Throwing clocks out the window. I'm trying to make the time fly.
Nice to have those really smooth sort of 808 or basses come in now. It wasn't something we had much of before, but I enjoy the difference there. Kind of makes up for a lack of the kicks or anything like that. In fact, like the punchiness of those, you know, the whole note or sort of like 2-bar sort of flicks with that is a nice change. And this is the appropriate time to bring it out. He's got the clocks. Nice panning as well there. Just little things like tick, 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 you know. It flits around the headphones. It's great. It's really great stuff. I don't know whether, because he was talking about people like the hardest people giving people time and stuff like that, whether like he's the one that is not, he's like watching it fly because he doesn't want to sort of like take the opportunity to sort of like miss anything. I'm kind of in two minds about this track. I did like the way that Rico Will rapped in this. I did like the really sort of colorful sort of melodies that were there in those higher octaves to contrast him in the center of the stereo field with his main lines. And again, there was nice contrast of vocal timbres and textures between Lil Reese and Rico Will. The features so far in this album have been really strong. We got No Matter What though, track number 7.
No matter what had
That intro there, because how long was that? That was like 13 seconds, right? It would have been enough. Boom, 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 boom. That's honestly enough, but we had dun, 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 that additional layer there. It's instant development. There's absolutely no sleeping on bringing the track up, indicating there's going to be a shift there. It's fantastic telegraphing, for sure.
no matter what had go at any place. If we treat it like a race, I come in first place.
It was interesting because the kick, the drums and the bass came in with Lil Reese, and it still didn't sound louder than it was before, so I'm guessing we're still allowing some oomph for later on in the track, maybe the hook or something on.
If 12 grab you, you better not know a face. No face, no case. You know I fucking beat the case. I get at work, they fuck around, get you today. Anytime, any place, however you want it, any place. You bleed, I bleed.
Maybe the hook is just really chill.
Any place. To I ask what I sing, I be lying like I ain't seen the face. No, I ain't seen a thing. Make it sing, a very scary sing. Can't outrun the thing. Switch with a beam, knocking it out his jeans. To I ask what I sing, I ain't seen a thing. Don't ask me shit, I don't know a thing. Go hard from the team, I told anything. Playing with the team, now you dead on the scene. It's you and me, they'll get you for free. They'll get you for me. On my block we play D. We from that block we play for keeps. That's all we know in these streets. No matter what had go at any place. If we treat
that really pretty little sort of high synth on top, sparkles in the night sky. It's gorgeous. It's a nice additional layer there on top of everything else.
like a race, I come in first place. And if 12 grab you, you better not know a face. No face, no case. You know I fucking beat the case. I get at work, they fuck around, get you today. Anytime, any place, however you want it, any place. You bleed, I bleed. Anytime, any place. To I ask what I sing, I be lying like I ain't saying a face.
I mean, it's like a really simple motif to understand, apart from that sort of layer on top and the end of the first part, you know. It's rolling with a Phrygian 0, sort of 1, 0 flat, first flat second. It's got a concept that we've had in previous tracks. It's tension on a certainty. Really effective.
Place. If we 12 grab you, you better not know a face. No face, no case. You know I fucking beat the case. I get at work, they fuck around, get you today. Anytime, any place, however you want it, any place. You bleed, I bleed. Anytime, any place. To her ask what I sing, I be lying like I ain't saying the face.
So basically this track is about no matter what, I'm going to continue to be in front, I'm going to get first, and there's nothing you can do about it. And all you can do is do your best and watch yourself become second. I mean, it's fairly simple and easy to understand from that perspective. There's probably more nuance to it. But the hook line's effective.
No matter what, I had go at any place. If we treat it like a race, I come in first place. And if 12 grab you, you better not know a face. No face, no case. You know
If a 12 grab you, you better not know a face.
I fucking beat the case.
Is that a 12 mm or something like that? Is that like a gun reference or something like that? I feel really dumb or really ignorant, but still, good track there. Nice. It's nice. This was one of the sort of more straightforward ones. We've got Pressure with Wuda, the third feature of Wuda in this album.
First stuff, man, fuck with coming. Cookie game.
Okay, we have no business with those little flutters of the strings in our orchestral sections. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. That's just too much fun. That's too much fun to have alongside the dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun harmonies on the sides.
I don't wanna talk, her niggas telling. I'm sick, she ain't getting better. We spend niggas getting wet up. Niggas broke, they playing catch up. Roll up, buddy, his ass pressure. He's with his bitch, so I had to stretch her. Got a new Glock, so I had to test it. Switch on that bitch, I was barely pressed. I don't wanna talk, her niggas telling. I'm sick, she ain't getting better. We spend niggas getting wet up. Niggas broke, they playing catch up. Roll up, buddy, his ass pressure. He's with his bitch, so I had to stretch her. Got a new Glock, so I had to test it. Switch on that bitch, I was barely pressed.
Just bought a new Glock, yeah, I had to test it. Just hit him.
Damn, man. It's really the lady vocals in the background as well are fantastic. They're really nice and sort of add a nice mid-range sort of sensual sort of sensuality to it that goes well with the basses and you know, the drums and the sort of Wuda on the chorus vocals.
See who we catch. Ain't nigga get caught, we gon' scratch. Fuck with
sure.
see, don't know better. I'ma stack that money, I'ma get that cheddar. Nigga get out of the line, we gon' get them together. I don't know nothing, I don't know who tellin'. 12 get to coming, you know I'm bellin'. Niggas be trickin', I don't know who tellin', but I have faith in my niggas, I know they ain't tellin'. Switch at his ass, he get the yellin'. All niggas with you, y'all pussy together. I'm acting so crazy like gon' know better. Fuckin' with me, it ain't gon' get no better. I'ma stay on your ass like gon' know better. I get at work, they gon' get you together.
I don't wanna talk, her niggas telling. I'm sick, she ain't getting better. We spend niggas getting wet up. Niggas broke, they playing catch up. Roll up, buddy, his ass pressure. He's with his bitch, so I had to stretch her. Got a new Glock, so I had to test it. Switch on that bitch, I was barely pressed. I don't wanna talk, her niggas telling. I'm sick, she ain't getting better. We spend niggas getting wet up. Niggas broke, they playing catch up. Roll up, buddy, his ass pressure. He's with his bitch, so I had to stretch her. Got a new Glock, so I had to test it. Switch on.
Got a new Glock, so I had to test it.
I was barely pressed. Birds on the feather, they flock together. So niggas hoes together. Me and gang fucking they hoes together. Bro pass me the ball, we score together. Niggas hiding out, can't take the pressure. Put 20 on his head, make his mama wet him. Dead off my segment, I know you smell it. And I got it by the pound, and you know I sell it.
The flow is absolutely insane from both Lil Reese and Wuda. They're absolutely not sleeping on it. Like, again, there's such an intent behind this, you know, like Wuda's like really full on. Lil Reese has a sort of calm, collected swagger to him most of the time. Again, it's easy to tell who's who. I kind of adore the approach from both of them. You know, like talking about pressure, Wuda's voice is definitely there's pressure, you know, people trying to catch up, you know, broke people catching up.
Bro, out here, known felon. Niggas hoes
just struggling, I suppose, you know.
I know they don't know better. I ain't seen her shit, nigga, Helen Keller. SIT make a pussy wetter. She'll hit the lights when they gotta catch it. Hit the ass with the Houdini special. Why they hit the lights, they don't know no better. I don't wanna talk, her niggas telling. I'm sick, she ain't getting better. We spend niggas getting wet up. Niggas broke, they playing catch up. Roll up, buddy, his ass pressure. He's with his bitch, so I had to stretch her. Got a new Glock, so I had to test it. Switch on that bitch, I was barely pressed. I don't wanna talk, her niggas telling. I'm sick, she ain't getting better. We spend niggas getting wet up. Niggas broke, they playing catch up. Roll up, buddy, his ass pressure. He's with his bitch, so I had to stretch her. Got a new Glock, so I had to test it. Switch on that bitch, I was barely pressed.
Damn. So like I'm still trying to catch up with the thing about the Glock and barely pressing or something like that. So is the pressure about like shooting someone or something like that, or is it about the pressure that people are under? Again, the flow of it and the dun 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 dun, you know, it sounds like we're going to like a boss fight or something like that, as if we're about to have like some sort of showdown or something like that. And that's an interesting kind of vibe to have in this. No matter what, into coming into pressure here where things suddenly got really real all of a sudden. I'm wondering if this is like a chronological sort of like sequential thing, or if these are just different concepts we wanted to discuss. All in all, I think this is Wooder's final feature on this album, and I've really enjoyed my time with him. I'm looking forward to hearing more of Lil Reese and Play It Right. All that tension. Yeah, it really is. Is there like an organ or something like that amongst the strings? And like a really sort of ominous bass line.
They ran for me and they won't think twice. Better not front and move. Better play it right, play it right, play it right. Not front and move. Better play it right.
Again, those like kind of caustic kind of caps with those sort of 16th triplet flows and everything like that going on with the 8th note hi-hats. Just the drums are ferocious, man. It works really well with the 8th note groove going on with Lil Reese's vocal delivery there, the rhythmic phrasing of those lines.
For me and they won't think twice.
A little bit for his free flow as well. A little bit of flexibility there off the tempo.
Play it right, play it right. Not front and move. Better play it right. Better play it right, better not front and move. Nigga, better play it right. We at your head, right? For that bread, right? Fucked up, then you dead, right? You dead, right? Then we flare, right? Gotta get right. We could do this shit all day, at night. On the block 6 a.m. shooting dice. Nigga tricking most of them ain't right.
It sounds like he's actually having a conversation with you, like he's breaking the fourth wall, and it's kind of a weird feeling. I think he's generally been sort of approaching people generally up until now, but you really feel like you're sort of you're in the firing line.
If it's beef, then it's on sight. I don't fuck with niggas, they ain't right. I don't wanna fuck, she ain't my type. Urban man been on the block all night, shooting dice. Try to come through, you'll lose your life. Like we just cracked out when we shooting dice. Yeah, do you right? Me and my niggas, we glue tight. I don't wanna argue, you right? I'ma let a nigga do what they do, right? They ran for me.
Yeah, it's a real sense of danger coming from the backing to this part.
Think twice, better not front and move. Better play it right, play it right, play it right. Not front and move. Better play it right. They ran for me and they won't think twice. Better not front and move. Better play it right, play it right, play it right. Not front and move. Better play it right.
Again, I adore the attention, you know, what's being done here with these strings on the side and those little broken quarter bits there with the attack on it. And the counterpoint, I kind of adore as well that we're not putting vocals in here, that we kind of had the balls to just allow the thing to speak for itself for the last 30 seconds. We aren't desperate to have the vocals as the focal point necessarily, we're allowing it room to breathe. Nice. I mean, we do have the 300 shit as the instrumental at the end. That's how confident we are with our backing. That's confidence. And I respect that a lot. The confidence is justified. There's great range to the way things are played and sort of staged and arranged. It's awesome, dude. Really smart stuff. You know. Yeah, I think that basically is about sort of warning you not to sort of trip or sort of mess with him, or like, you know, like just to kind of play it right. Make your moves carefully. That's effectively what that song is. And you get, yeah, I mean, he makes you feel like you yourself need to be doing that. To be fair, it's wisdom for life, man. Think through your decisions carefully, because you never know. But we've got Ain't Going, track number 10. We got a raw, strong sort of string focus throughout this album. With the brass as well.
Ain't no plan with me, I get back like, yeah, we on that. Niggas woofing like they on that, but they ain't on that. Same nigga who I grew up with turned to a rat. For that shit right there, you know you lost hella respect. Nigga run up, get the swinging, yeah, I'm swinging back. That's like you run up, get the throwing, yeah, I'm throwing back. Ain't no tit for tat, cause I ain't going for that. She fucked the game, get you wife, I ain't going for that. So why you think
They ain't going for that, so we aren't messing around, we aren't screwing around with that weak stuff.
Like we don't love that heat. Like
And like that, the way the bump, it kind of bounces around there. It sounds like you're ready for fight time or something like that. It's really cool.
now here 24/7 in the streets. Folks them stay with me like they ain't got nowhere to sleep. Just cause I let it be. Please don't think it's sweet. 12 hit the spot, somebody tricking in the streets. Ain't no tricking me, you can't walk a mile with my feet. You see me, you see gang, yeah, they came with me. I don't wanna fuck nigga around with me. I know who gon' slide for me. I lost that shit and got it back so fast to me. Ain't no pass to me. Ain't no pass with me. What y'all mean when y'all said pass the two? Pass the weed.
Pass the weed. Okay. Okay. It's interesting. It's nice to have the filtering of those vocals in the background as if they're the thoughts swirling in your head amongst the interlude kind of music of the accompaniment.
Ain't no plan with me, I get back like, yeah, we on that.
We got like a Mellotron on the center.
But they ain't on that. Same nigga who I grew up with turned to a rat. For that shit right there, you know you lost hella respect.
For that shit, you know you lost hella respect. I like the way that we're saying that, you know, da 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 da. You know, it's kind of pleasing that we have that repetition of those rhythms there, the syllable phrasings. I really dig that. You know, it's just a little thing.
Run up, get the swinging, yeah, I'm swinging back. That's like you run up, get the throwing, yeah, I'm throwing back.
There's a mixture of like hard consonants in there and sort of softer, sort of almost ghost notish kind of syllables. Ghost notish kind of vowels. Oh, there's a little bit of slapback delay, ping pong delay on the snares though. Are we done? Are we done? Is that it? Is that the last we're hearing of Lil Reese today off of the album? It's got the instrumental next.
Ain't no plan with me, I get back like, yeah, we on that. Niggas woofing like they on that, but they ain't on that. Same nigga who I grew up with turned to a rat. For that shit right there, you know you lost hella respect. Nigga run up, get the swinging, yeah, I'm swinging back. That's like you run up, get the throwing, yeah, I'm throwing back. Ain't no tit for tat, cause I ain't going for that. She fuck the gang, get you wife, I ain't going for that. I ain't going for that.
Oh, we're fading out. Demon time with Ain't Going For That. Is that the way we're finishing it? Is that Ain't Going For That? All the stuff we've gone through and we realize what we're not gonna do? I kind of dig that. We've got the instrumental now before we finish up. It's nice just to be able to focus on it by itself. Very rare that we get it without the vocals, to be fair. Again, okay, that kind of build there, that riser there, with the airiness of it is fantastic. Nice polishing of that 808 there. Oh, cool, we're going up the octaves there. A little bit of sizzle and distortion on the brass there, that's kind of dope. Really just kind of teach people that it can be good to have like one instrument on one side and the other. You don't need to double track the brass or the strings. You can have opposing sort of opposing sounds and it still sound full regardless. Those sort of cicada hi-hats as well. They're a nice touch. I'd say this would sound fantastic through car speakers, like a really big bassy stereo or something like that. Kind of helps you to appreciate the variations in the different sections of the track there in regards to what instruments are playing, what ones aren't. The amount of space that's in there, the amount of space that isn't. You know, he's letting it flow. That's great. I mean, I have to be honest, I do miss the vocals. I do miss Lil Reese's voice. While the backing behind it does sound pretty dope, I do think that Lil Reese's stuff is the icing on the cake. But the fact that it can be enjoyable with or without it is testament to the level of music production composition there. It's a really strong album. This is going to be a predominantly positive conclusion to this review, I think, at this point. And that's it. That's it. We're done. We're done with the Demon Time album from Lil Reese and the ATG, featuring artists such as Prince Dre, Wooda, Rico, Will. Because this is the conclusion of my review of Demon Time, the album. What do I think this album is about? I think, first of all, this album is about introducing people to what Lil Reese is all about. 300 shit. Don't mess with him. You know, like, it's going to be trouble if you go into the hood. Everywhere I go, we'll be firing stuff up. Just vibing. Don't mess with me whilst I'm chilling. You don't want to get involved with this. Fall back. The people that I grew up with are still friends with me, everything like that. And we got this sorted. You know, ride and clocks, you know, watching time fly by and sort of like wanting to sort of like take care of what around us and being aware of how much time other people are being given, no matter what, always rising to the top. Pressure, the pressure that other people are under in order to be able to accommodate and facilitate the need to grow within the competitiveness of the hustle. Play it right, don't play it wrong, and ain't going. I'm not going to go there with certain people. We're not going to go down that track and get ourselves involved in the wrong areas. I think that predominantly there's a lot of different sort of topics that Lil Reese wanted to talk about, and with the help of Prince Dre, Wooda, and Rico Will, I think they did so predominantly well. I assume the ATG was potentially the people who did the production on this, in which case I think they did a phenomenal job of doing this, sort of the composition behind it. But to focus the vocals first, effectively we have ourselves an album where Lil Reese's voice is distinctive. If I'm totally honest with you, it's very rare that I find musicians with voices like this, and I think that, you know, Lil Reese, if I heard him as a feature on another track without knowing he was there, I'd be able to recognize him. I think that's very powerful in most genres of music, but especially hip hop and rap, where there's a lot of people who sound quite similar, to have that kind of like wispy kind of tone there, to keep that delivery consistent there, and to contrast it well with what Prince Dre and Wooda and Rico were doing with sort of more percussive, sort of harder consonants and everything like that, I think is fantastic. It's a really smart move. We picked the right musicians to work with, not only for their own talent and individual strengths, but also from like a textural or like tonal perspective in regards to the vocals and how they performed. They had different levels of like, some had vocal modulation, others sort of more straightforward sort of rapping, some did melodic rapping or anything like that. But, you know, the flow was tight, lots of different rhythms there. The words came through really nice and clearly for the most part. I had no idea what was going on with most of the tracks, even if I may have missed some nuance here and there. And ultimately, I think it was a really sort of a show of an experience on the microphone, a confidence that was well deserved. And I think the stories were told well in a way that is authentic, you know. You get the impression that Lil Reese, even though this is Demon Time, you get the impression they're well in control of that sort of like that insatiability, and they've got it handled, and I have a lot of respect for that. The themes behind it, predominantly like with the music, we had like lots of strings and brass bits along with some drums, some pianos, some bass, etc. Lots of little sort of synthy bits. There were common elements there that kind of tied the album together. I do appreciate the fact that we stuck with those 808s and synth basses and the drums there with a similar tone throughout, with very little sort of like moving away from that. And I think that allowed us to sort of have like a sense of familiarity and comfort within this album, where we didn't feel as if we're getting toward too many alien elements. It is always kind of sad to me when we have too much sort of like variation instrumentally, because it's like, how do we tie this together aside from the vocalist, you know? But because we've combined Lil Reese and the ATG here, there is a sense of stylistic sort of constant consistency, you know. There was enough change with the different ideas to sort of warrant like recognition for that. But at the same, and there was like lots of change within each of the tracks within their individual motifs and stuff like that, sort of requisite a sense of justice and knowing that they really did care about what they were doing. but at the same time, you know, they were like sort of one root note, flat second passages sometimes. We had a massive focus on sort of the broken chords and staccato string parts alongside sort of legato bass parts, or the whole note bass parts, or the pumpy sort of like sidechain drums, and lots of different sort of like rhythms on those hi-hats and little clap parts. And all in all, you know, it was really fun to listen to, but also like it made sense from a musical and thematic standpoint, not only because of the vocals and the consistency of the quality of those, along with the delivery of them sonically, but also the way the instruments followed through with Demon Time, you know, and most of the, if not all of the themes and everything like that. There were no tracks that sounded out of place. I think that's part because we used similar instruments there. We had different sort of rhythms there where occasionally we flooded, and there was some sort of majorish kind of cutish stuff occasionally. There was even one part where the strings lifted into a mid-range that facilitated Lil Reese really well in his sort of thing, and I think that was absolutely beautiful. There are moments of beauty in amongst the sort of ominous tone, the theatrical drama of it, that was little bits of sort of sparkle and zazz there. And again, I cannot emphasize enough the fact that having 300 shit, the instrumental, be as engaging without the vocals at all in this genre is fantastic. I like the fact that each of the tracks was within that 2 to 4 minute mark, that we had absolutely no filler, that sometimes we just allowed the musical motif or the main sort of concept to just play out the song. Sometimes we had a reiteration of the outro, but I don't necessarily mind that because that's a part of the genre. B, we also added little bits on top of it, little sort of like melodic layers there, or little sort of changes in some parts. We had filtering of some bits where like the vocals would go around the sides or whatever. We had lots of different repeaters with the vocals as well to fill in space. We'd take away instruments sometimes to make it more eerie, or we'd sort of take away the color to sort of make it a little bit more sort of dark and sort of like abrasive, and I adore it. There's a lot to appreciate within this album. It's very well done and very well written, and I've got no complaints about any part of it at all, really. The studio production, recording, mixing, and mastering was absolutely top notch. I liked the tone of the vocals. They were different. There were some with modulation, obviously, and some without. Lil Reese is mostly organic with a bit of compression, maybe some reverb and delay occasionally with those repeaters. And some, I think, like Wuda and Rico, well, especially with some Melodyne kind of auto-tune stuff in the higher ranges, just add a bit sort of sparkle and zazz to it. I like the fact that they maybe incorporated their own sort of styles into their collaborations. And I also like the fact that, again, Lil Reese allowed them more time and real estate throughout the tracks they were featured in. It's just a really nice class act. I think that with what we had going with Lil Reese throughout this album, it was just so good to have the quality of the recordings of the different sort of strings and brass and drums and bass and all that sounding sensational as well. I still cannot figure out whether or not they were recorded string takes or they were sampled. I would like to know if someone can help me out to figure out how the hell they got them sounding so good if they weren't recorded. That would be great. It's just top-notch stuff, really. It's one thing to record stuff well and to mix and level stuff well and have it nice in the stereo field, as well as no sort of weird resonance in the frequency spectrum. But it's another thing for the individual sound to use within the accompaniment arrangement to sound so good from a literal recorded standpoint. These are top quality samples if they are, and they're to die for, man, and I adore it. This is top level stuff. Lil Reese and the ATG, they're not screwing around. If you want more quality like this, they'll continue to release it, I'm sure, and I look forward to what they're doing in the future. It was nice and loud without pumping. All in all, man, and I haven't heard of Lil Reese before. I haven't heard of Lil Reese or the ATG before, but I'm really happy that I got the opportunity to. I'm still in two minds about what Demon Time as a concept is, whether he's saying that it's his time as a demon within this album. I kind of feel like fond of it because it really shows me what hip hop and rap are capable of in 2022. And I hope that other artists who are coming up can take notice of stuff like this and incorporate elements of it within their own music while making changes so that it's their own, because nobody likes a copycat, right? But effectively, this is my review of the album Demon Time by Lil Reese and the ATG. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, please do go check out their various social medias and the Spotify page, and stay cool, stay safe, and please remember to support your local musicians and artists at this point in time, as either how more than ever with all the crazy stuff going on in the world, and I'll catch you in the next review. Spiderhands out.